This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL-TV in association with MTK Global. We're in Chicago for Worlds Collide this Saturday night live on DAZN here in the US and Sky Sports in the UK. I'm joined by Anthony Sims Jr. All right, mate?
Massive crack on, mate. Crack on.
What are you saying there? Because some of your English today was a bit, as you say, and you
This camera wasn't here, I would whoop your face.
What? Just tell me what you were just saying.
I was
Crack
trying to
on.
say massive, mate. Fucking massive. Crack on. Cracking. Same shit.
Crack on.
Crack on, cracking.
Who's teaching you like English accent?
Apples and pears. Fucking gazes.
Who's teaching you this?
Okay, there's two places. First one is, he's a comedian. Can't think of his name. Second one is Austin Powers.
Who's the comedian?
I don't know. He teaches. Like, he's like all cockney. He's an old guy from the '70s. Guess he's dead now. Somebody sent it to me. UK fan sent me up all the time. He's like, hey, you should practice your cockney. Watch this. Or practice your Scottish accent. Go and do it yourself. You know, it's stuff. I don't know, man.
Was that Scottish?
Yeah, I was trying.
Was that Scottish?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so.
It's not bad.
Gotta be diverse. You know what I mean?
Is your accent your normal accent from Indiana?
American accent?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I spent a lot of time on the West Coast too. I was there more than I was in Indiana, so it's just like, you know, it just comes out.
See, if I try to do your accent,
You want me to speak proper like you?
I don't talk like
yeah,
that.
that was a good one. You like that, right? Yeah.
Yo, what's up, man? My name Anthony Sims Jr.
Who talks like that?
You.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
You make me sound like something's wrong with me.
Okay, let me try again. Yo, what's up? My name's Anthony Sims Jr.
That was close, but not good. It's more so. You speaking from like your titties. You gotta speak from like your feet up.
Yo, what's up? My name's
There
Anthony
we
Sims
go. That's what I'm
talking about. So the last time we caught up, obviously, was in Wales, Cardiff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, don't go there. Whatever you do, don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. But that's where we caught up, and that was your last fight.
Yes.
You're in action again this Saturday. What can you tell us about your opponent?
My opponent, he's 19-4, 15 knockouts from Mexico. Tough guy, good sound, solid fighter. And I'm stepping it up each fight.
Why does people rave about you?
What do you mean? Why or what?
No, why do they rave about you?
What do you mean by rave? You know,
To rave about someone is to talk very highly about someone.
Oh, highly,
Because I look through your record and you haven't kind of had your breakout fight yet, have you? Is that fair to say?
I've had one. It was an ESPN fight, and I was like maybe 5-0, and the guy I fought was 5-3. The guy they thought was supposed to beat me. Hard fight. I stopped in the third round, but I mean, if anything, it tested my soul. It was a really hard fight. I was actually set up to lose. But you haven't heard about me because I've always been dealt a bad hand. You know, bad promoters. Got sacked for almost a year and a half. Every time I was in a position to continue to build and build and build, I have to stop and start back. So people rave about me. Speak highly of me. I have a lot of potential, and I'm young, and I'm old-fashioned. You know, old school boxing. People love that, so they talk about it.
Eddie Hearn refers to you as kind of the best or the worst kept secret in boxing, which is kind of a compliment in that fact that you're there, but not everyone kind of knows you're there.
I mean, that's fine. The best and the worst, you refer to me, I say is the worst because there's so much I could be doing with my skills, so much money to be made, so many relationships, so much to be done. The best as in, I have a lot of skill. I just haven't been put in the right situation to show it due to bad business deals. Not on my part, but, promoters, you got to go with the devil you know and not the one you don't. Hey, you're not a devil, I'm just saying, okay?
Messed up accent. What's kind of the plan for you over the next 12 months? Is it?
Well, it's just to continue to just build each opponent get a little harder. The problem is, like, to be honest, the problem with a lot of fighters is they're in a rush to get to the top, but once you get to the top, ain't nowhere to go. So that's why take your time, build yourself. Get you a tough southpaw, a guy with speed, a guy with power, a vet, somebody who's gonna come up like you, and then you make your title shot. Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns. You didn't just hear about them like, boom. It's a transition. You gotta take its levels. It's levels to shit, man. There's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? Start from the bottom, now we're here. I'm still at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? I'm building my way up. So I'm not in a rush.
The top of your weight division is very, very. It's difficult. There's some very good fighters there.
I feel otherwise.
You don't agree?
I feel like they're great fighters. No, great. I'm not taking anything from them. I'm not trying to be funny. I really don't know how to pronounce his name. Is it Buatsi Butasi?
Buatsi.
Buatsi. Buatsi, if you're watching this, you're amazing fighters. You know, very sound, strong, skillful. I mean, you're Olympian. Like, you know, I salute you to that. Do I think you're ugly? No. I mean, you're ugly compared to me because I'm so pretty, dog. I can't help it. But great fighter. Beach-Bev, very strong. Bevel, strong, very coordinated. Anthony Yardy, good reflexes. But I compare fighters in my mind to the top fighters, 80s, 90s, real light heavyweights. Not saying they aren't, but that time period, you know, that's a time period you shouldn't fuck with. Talking about like, you know, Virgil Hill, Evander Holyfield at light heavyweights. So compared to them, my mind, okay, it's not that bad, not too much to deal with. If you had to go back and fight somebody during that time period, you'd be in trouble. You know what I mean? So I think they're great fighters. But I don't worry myself about fighting them right now. You know, it's one step at a time. So.
What about if we're kind of looking at fighters, kind of the world champions of the weight?
Yeah.
How far are you away from those?
I would say maybe a maximum, maybe 3 fights. Maybe at the most, maybe 3 or 4.
Who's top of the tree for you as a world heavyweight world light heavyweight champion?
I know it's a weird one, right? I mean, all of them really rank the same because it's just different belts that's being held. Or whichever belt you choose to go after, all of them have something in common. You know, either it's strength or it's speed. If you look at fighters right now, who has strength, speed, and skill? It's very rare for them all to come in hand. Or strength, speed, skill, and banter, and personality. You get that, that's a dangerous mix. Somebody like me, you feel me? But, I mean, think about it. Top fighters right now, whether you're talking about Russians or Europeans, they're all strong, come-forward fighters, but they can't deal with movement. English fighters, good jabs, boxing, but don't like to fight on the inside. It's not really their game. And if they do, it's pretty money, baby, pretty money, you know what I mean? Pretty money, make some more braids right, you know what I mean? Go ahead and break me up. But, yeah, I mean, I'm stating facts. It's the truth, isn't it? I mean, American fighters like heavyweights. Whether if they're died to somebody, everybody wants to fight like Floyd or emulate some type of style.
So are you saying all those kind of positives and negatives you just picked out there, you're a combination of all of them?
Skills pay the bills, in other words. Styles make fights. So it can be a guy who's, you know, like Anthony Yardy, sweet, short, and cut. Fight a guy who's sloppy and weird and makes it a hard, tough fight for him. Depends on the style of the boxer. It's not really, you know, he's great or he's not great. It depends on the style and it depends on the night. Now me, I really think that I'm different than what most boxers offer right now. And I'm not saying it because it's me. I really, truly believe that. First of all, I come from an old school teacher, you know, Emmanuel Stewart. My coach that I had currently, he's 75 years old with colon cancer and pancreas cancer. Hank Johnson, Marvin Johnson's brother, Marvelous Marvin Johnson, 3-time light heavyweight champion of the world. I've been schooled by some of the greatest boxers, you know, ever come up. So besides the old school, I'm an intellectual. I'm a student of the game. I understand boxing. I just don't do it, I think. Now, not being funny, I'm good looking. So the fact that I am good looking brings more charisma, more fans. It attracts them even more. The fact that I can talk. I'm not remedial. I can actually talk. I got intellect. Brings even more fans. It opens up a whole nother world for me. So if I have power, speed, the look, and the mind, I got the brain for it. I mean, that's a tough mix. Not saying the other fighters don't. You know, wherever I'm taking the L at, you'll never know. I'm not going to tell you what my weakness is. So every fighter has a weakness or, you know, what they're lacking in. But, I mean, I feel like I'm the next one, man. I'm not the next one because I'm not the strongest, I'm not the fastest, I'm not the smartest, and I don't have the most money. But you know what I do got? Originality, man. Originality.
Do you look at someone like Anthony Young and think, you know what, I would beat you today? That's the mindset I feel like any fighter should have. Because at the end of the day, you know what? We both got 2 arms, 2 legs. It really depends on the time, the day, and how somebody's feeling. It only takes one punch at that. We're light heavyweights. You know, if you're 147-pounder, iffy. You know, who's going to pressure him on, who lands more punches. But at light heavyweight, it really depends on the time of the day, man. He has skill, I got skill. I got power, he has power. Only thing I may beat him at, but I think I do, is experience.
I have almost 300 amateur fights and international fights. How many does he have? Doesn't matter. And it really depends too, man. Like in boxing, a big part played is the corner. If my corner can beat your corner, usually I can beat you. If my corner can outthink your corner and tell me what to do that counteracts whatever your corner's telling you, I'll beat you. It's like a video game. We play in video games. It's the controller. Who knows more punches, more moves? It's not really the fighter inside the ring. At the end of the day, if we both got hand in hand, both legs, both arms, same height, same strength, same speed, it comes to who knows more. I'm not dissing you. And, you know what I mean? You got all the moves and all that. You know what I mean? But I know boxing, dog.
What year did you turn pro?
I turned pro at 18, but I didn't fight for a whole year and a half. Almost.
How old are you now?
I'm 23.
23, okay.
Yep, so I turned pro at 18. I signed with Rob Muhammad. He went and found Pacquiao in the Philippines. I signed with him. He promised me a big deal. Didn't fight. Sat for almost 2 years damn near. Got that contract, signed with a guy named Andrew. He had Adrian Bronner. I fought with him maybe once, maybe twice, and sat for like another 7 or 8 months. And I finally got out and I just started fighting on my own. And then I signed with Don King, and he sat me for almost 2 years. The problem is with these promoters, they would get mad because I have a good lawyer, but some of the contract I can read and like, this doesn't make sense. I went to school for business. I can read a contract and realize the meats of the contract, like something's missing. You know, certain words. But if, and if given, like, what? That don't make sense to me. You change it up.
Why do you think Eddie Hearn's different?
Well, you said what?
Why do you think Eddie Hearn is different?
Different? Eddie Hearn's, well, I'll put it this way. I think that's what Eddie Hearn's get. We get a well so long is because he's old school. Handshake and his word. That's all he has. At the end of the day.
That's good enough for you?
I mean, it's not good enough. We need pen and paper and all that too. But when he says he's going to do something, he does it.
Yeah.
He doesn't pump air to your ass. He says he's going to do it, he does it. He's professional, on time, consistent. So
he does his part and you have to do your part. It's a two-way street.
It should be that simple. I shouldn't worry about if my opponent did his drug screening and failed his blood test, or figure out how I'm going to get him and pay for his hotel or his coaches. I shouldn't worry about that type of stuff. With other promoters, weigh-in starts late. The gloves you get might be wet because you're using somebody else's gloves. All types of crazy off-the-wall stuff. Fight may be, hey, I'm going to have to cut into your paycheck because you didn't sell this amount of tickets. All types of crazy stuff, dealing with promoters. But he's old school. That's what we're going to do is clean cut in the contract. We'll come back to it later. Simple.
So you grew up in Indiana?
Between Indiana and Vegas.
Okay.
When I was 13, my mother told me she's done as much as she could as far as me being a man. My father passed away when I was 6, and she's like, you need to go to Vegas and be with your people, Mayweather. So I moved to Roger Mayweather, and I became a man there.
So the Mayweather, you're related to the Mayweathers?
You want to know how I'm related to him? You ask them, man, because you know what? I'm tired of going over it. Just know.
They're not here. I'm asking you now.
He's gonna be here.
Who?
Floyd. He's coming.
Okay, but
I'm kidding. I don't want that.
No, but I want to ask you about it because
yeah. All right, so it's like this. It's the Sims, the Mayweathers, and the Jernikins. All right. So put it this way, my grandmother and his mother are sisters, actually blood sisters.
Your grandmother
Yes.
and his mother
Are sisters.
Okay.
Actual sisters, blood sisters. So I almost like claim the family like that. When I went out there, before I could move in with him, I had to prove that I was related to him. So my mom called his father and went down the family list and everything. And he's like, yeah, he's actually family. I went out there. Rogers don't let anybody just live with him. This back when Roger, everybody thinks, for the record, Roger's not on dope or doing dope. He has diabetes and he doesn't take his medicine, so it makes you go crazy. So I was with Roger before he started losing his mind a little bit. I was with Roger for 4 years, and Floyd, he didn't do much for me, but him not doing much for me did everything for me. Everything that I am is everything that he didn't give me. He didn't give me equipment. He didn't open doors for me. He didn't do anything for me. He let me in his gym. That was enough for me.
But how does that make you feel? Because you feel like he should have done more for you, or not?
As a child, I felt like that. I did. But, the greatest gifts in life aren't given. They're earned. They're achieved. If you would just say, hey, here it goes. Here's a perfect contract for you. Here's this for you. Here's this for you. I won't be the man I am today. I had to find out on my own. So if I can go back and do it again, I'll do it the same way. Other words, somebody just give you some food, you're like, okay, this is gonna be good. But if you've been hungry for days, you know what I'm saying, and then I didn't say go rob nobody or nothing, but you find some money on the floor and you pick it up and go eat. It's gonna be like, man, I've been hungry, I've been starving. Like, it's my time to eat now. That's how I feel as far as me coming and making my way by myself. Could have went right before behind Floyd and rode his coattail. And I'm Floyd's nephew. This, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm on the team. I didn't want to. You offered me the contract. I didn't want it.
You were offered a contract, yeah.
I was offered a contract by the money.
So what reason did you not take that then? For what you're talking about now?
Well, first of all, it's my worth. It's contract and my worth. I didn't feel like it added up. I have, like I said, almost 300 amateur fights, 14, 15 national titles, fought international. I've earned my stripes. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the Olympic team. No, Marcus Brown, he beat a 17-year-old. Marcus Brown, if you're watching this, hope you feel great about beating a 17-year-old. So I made Team USA, and the contract in it didn't add up. I'm not saying a big signing bonus or even big money in the big fights, but if it doesn't make dollars, it don't make sense. So that's where my mind was at. And you can't pimp me, you can't play me. I'm not. Most fighters, and I hate to say this, a lot of fighters are. They're street smart to a certain extent, but they're not business savvy. That's like two different worlds. Street smart, finding your way up and being hard, but being business savvy, knowing the guy next to you is not really for you. He's taken from you. The guy next to you, he doesn't have your best interest at heart. He's looking at his pocket. So a lot of times, the guys just, oh, I'm gonna sign this. You say, you're gonna give me $2,000. Oh yeah, I'm about to sign this. Like, do you not know your actual worth? You know what I'm saying? No, I need to know if I sign this, if I don't fight, what's gonna happen? How long is the contract for? What's the pros and cons of me signing this contract? Sponsorship, how much you get from merchandise, all that. What am I signing away? So that's what happened.
What is your relationship like now with the Mayweathers as a whole?
I haven't talked to Floyd since the WBC convention in Florida. I mean, I left and I didn't look back.
And none of them have reached out to you since then? Or?
No. I mean, I didn't expect him to. I mean, Roger probably would if he wasn't in the position he's in. But no, I don't expect him to. I mean, eventually he's gonna see me face to face. Eventually he's gonna have to speak to me. And I don't mean that in a...
No, I know what way you mean that, yeah. It's interesting because I knew you kind of had, there was a relation link with the Mayweathers. I didn't know exactly how it worked.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but it's why, lots of people talk about it, and I'm like, it's no big deal. I want to make my own name. A lot of times, not that he's my father or anything, but a lot of times when famous actors or singers have children, child them go and change their last name and try to become their own person. They want to be in that spotlight, whether the spotlight's too big or just because you want to, do your own thing. I don't want to be connected to Floyd Mayweather. Awesome name, awesome tradition, amazing legacy. I want my own thing.
But when you go and accomplish whatever you do in boxing, then it will be more credit to you that you've done that off your own back. Absolutely. As opposed to, because it would be quite easy for you to kind of just, like, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but hang around the money team and kind of just, and you've got more of an in because you're kind of family, so it would be very easy for you to kind of, to do that.
I mean, money is power. It'd be really easy for him to go and pay a promoter, hey, make him an eliminator. Hey, do this, do this. It'd be really easy to do that. It'd be an easy path. Take care, he'd be paying for my living and me staying with him and traveling with him and doing all that. But I was always taught, the things in life that worth having, you got to get them on your own. You got to be in a position to be blessed. I think that's the rule in all religions, whether you're Buddhist or Muslim or whatever the case is. You have to be in a position to be blessed. You have to be mature enough to be blessed. And you have to be honest with yourself if you want to be blessed.
Well, I hope you don't mind me asking, what was your mother saying to you about all this?
About the boxing?
About the situation with the Mayweathers, etc. What was her take on it?
My mother's always telling me tough times don't last long, but tough people do. So I wasn't going to say this, but so like those that are people that's watching it, you deal with life very toughly or harshly. So my father killed himself, right? So my mother's really tough about tough times last long, but don't last long, but tough people do. Never do a permanent solution to a temporary problem. So for those who think you're down or it's too tough, it may be tough, but it won't last long. If you're tough, you'll last through it. So mother's always tell me, it's just a little rain. One monkey don't stop the show. Just keep on pushing. God will bless you. You see your hard work. Just continue to push on. Some days, I hated her for sending me out there. I didn't want to go there. why are you doing this to me? She's like, no, it's the journey you got to pass on your own. And I'm like, this ain't no damn fortune cookie. It's the journey I must pass on my own. You know, I'm leaving my mother, my 5 sisters. And I'm out here somewhere I don't want to be at. I don't want to be in Vegas. I don't want to be around them fighting at the gym every day, sparring every day. I hated it.
How old were you?
I was 13 when I left.
13.
Yeah. So my mother's always telling me that. Just hold on, be strong. You'll be fine. And God won't put more on you than you can bear.
So, and at what point, when you were 13, did you realise this was not going to work out for you out there?
The first day I realized it wasn't going to work out for me.
Really?
The first day I went out there and I went to get on the bus. And I got roughed up by some gang type of people. When I got back, I was like, I can't do this, Mom. No, this ain't for me. And she always told me, it's not what's around you, it's what's in you. And I was like, what does that mean? She's like, it's not what's around you, it's not your environment, it's what I installed in you. And then as I got older, months went on, I'm like, I understand what you mean now. It's not my environment. It's everything that you put in me. I can overcome anything. And I just kept on pushing.
I mean, as much as you say at the time you didn't kind of appreciate your mum sending you out to Vegas, but now, as kind of a man, you can look back on that and think that was the right thing to do, because if you hadn't, then you wouldn't have known about that situation and how that would have impacted your life.
Absolutely not. I know I keep referring back to biblical stuff, but they say when God blesses, it's like a ripple effect. It's like dropping a pebble in a pond. It ripples. So her doing that to me helped me be able to come back and do it for my own youth. Helped me be able to come back and open up boxing gyms, time with DCS, CPS, go and talk to kids in juvenile centers and rehabs. Not only talk to them, but they get out, help them get a GED. Some kids now started boxing with me. I showed them, sent them on their own way now with them. In DR building houses, went to college, electricians. It's a ripple effect. My mother always told me too that what I'm doing, it's not about you. You're special. She'd always tell me, Anthony, you're special. I'm like, what you mean? She's like, you're special. I'm like, how you know I'm special? She said, when you came out of me, you were quiet and like an angel. I was like, for real? She's like, hell no, you've been bad your whole entire life. So back to your question, I know I'm just running off, but if I could go do it all over again, the sleepless nights, the hard nights of sparring, busted jaw, busted eye, not knowing like I'm gonna get back in the house because I got locked out and Roger's not there. Go back and do it all over. Do it all over again. I always heard there's beauty in the tragedy. There's light in the darkness. And the struggle and the hustle. And the struggle and the hustle, they always make it seem like it's about money and it's about materialistic things. It's not. It's about the necessities. The people you love and care if they're not there. That's what it is for me. It's not really. It wasn't a house and a household. Roger, he makes more than enough money. Nice house, nice home. But the things I feel like I needed, my mom, my family, my closest friends, I feel like I didn't have it.
It seems like you've had to grow up very, very quickly.
Absolutely.
From a young age, you've had to. I mean, at 13, the majority of people kind of their biggest decisions in life are which game is it a PS4 or
which video game we're playing? Yeah.
or an Xbox?
Really, actually, my father passed away. I was 6. I remember like it was yesterday. My mother was sitting on the grave with her feet dangling. She says, "You gotta be a man now." I said, "Well, what does that mean?" She says, "Well, now you gotta start making decisions with me." I was like what? She's like which bill we gonna pay first, the light bill or the water bill? I'm like, we do rock, paper, scissors? She's like, that'll work. And from that point on, it matured me. You know what I realized? Most painters and artists, they all have something in common. We're successful people. Pain. Like Edgar Allan Poe, think about our singers. Lenny Williams, R&B singer. They all have pain in common. Singers, their best albums be when breakups, divorces.
Yeah.
Yeah, pain.
Something everyone can relate to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, pain enhances your senses. It makes you pay attention to everything more than you ever would. It enlightens you. It makes you look your perspective. Everything changes when you're hurting, when you're in pain, when you're suffering. So, suffering like that. At the age of 6, my father passed. I can't think of the exact word, but I lost the ability to read and write. So I was in speech classes and reading classes. For those who think I talk a lot of shit, I do, because at one point I couldn't talk or read. It fucked me up so bad. From the age of 6 to 9 years old, almost 10. From 2nd grade to my 7th grade year, I was in speech classes. I was separated from the rest of the kids. couldn't talk, couldn't read. I used to have a dry erasing board around my neck. I would write yes or no when they asked me questions because I couldn't talk. I would get so nervous and angry. So after I tested out, my mother was like, you know, you can talk and read and do your thing now. You better talk your shit and walk your walk. And I've been rolling ever since. But a lot of people, you know, I say I'm pretty and this and that, and they take it as I'm cocky, I'm arrogant, you know? But if you knew where I came from, you'd do the same thing. I have a story I feel like I have to get out. I feel like what I'm meant to do is so much bigger than boxing, but boxing is my way there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot to put right now in this one video, but you know, for those that think I'm an arrogant asshole, I'm cocky, not at all. I'm a man just like, you know, you're a man. I have a heartbeat just like you do, whether you're a woman, whatever the case is. My neck up, we're the same. The only difference is I got something I got to get out of me. This story, I feel like it's going to bless millions of people. Like Ali did, you know, what he stood for and his laughter and his jokes and his personality was contagious. And I feel like mine's the same way. But my calling's different. His was civil rights and, you know, sexuality and standing up for yourself and being equality. Mine, on the other hand, may be for children, you know, the impoverished or, you know, kids that may think that they're gay or, you know, kids that may think of suicide, whatever the case is, you know, growing up as children. I feel like my calling is way different than most people's. That's why you ask what separates me from any other boxer? My purpose. I don't fight for respect. I don't fight for capital. I don't fight for wealth. I don't fight for recognition. I don't fight for an ego. I don't fight because I'm trying to compensate for something else. I fight because I have something I'm trying to get to, a higher calling, something I'm meant to do. But boxing's my way to get there.
What is that though?
What I'm meant there to do? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. It's gonna sound crazy, right? Pay attention.
You don't sound crazy, but okay. Carry on.
So, they say that one person can't have an effect on the world. This major, right? If you think back to it, you know his name, but there's a man that almost conquered this world. Almost conquered it. Hitler. Now, one person can almost conquer it. Another person can do the complete opposite, which was who? Ali almost made this world a better place by himself, what did. So right now in this time and generation, if you look at the music, you look at the culture, if you look at the hobbies, you look at the idols, it's all negative. No drugs and women and slanging and banging and killing. There's no positivity in our culture, especially in the minorities. There's none at all. I feel like my purpose is right now to be that voice, to be that person, to be that image, to be like, oh, that's cool, I like that. Oh, I appeal to that. And to flip it back over. It's okay to be cool. It's okay to, you know, to laugh and to skate and to do old school fun stuff. You ain't gotta be a gangbang. You ain't gotta be hard. You ain't gotta be none of that. I feel like to be an image and to change this world, which one person can almost destroy it, another one can change it for the best. But it has to start with what? Me boxing and me winning. So my purpose is different than most people. This is my vocation, in other words. Vocation, if people don't know what vocation means, vocation is your purpose in earth from God. A gift is completely opposite, though. A gift is given. It's like your gift may be running fast or basketball. So it can be given and be taken, any day, because it's given by God. But a vocation, that's what you're born to do no matter what. If you lose your legs, it's still your vocation. If you can't talk no more, it's still your vocation. My vocation here is to make this world a better place. Starting with myself and then just being contagious. Just how I met you. I'm contagious. See, now you got to interview me every time you see me because you're like, I don't know what's going to come out of his mouth next.
Yeah, but you know what?
What?
It wasn't just... I knew you were someone I wanted to interview before I'd met you. It sounded weird.
No.
But yeah, for some reason, I'd never heard you speak. I'd never seen an interview. I'd never seen you fight. As soon as Matchroom announced your signing, I knew that you were someone that I would want to talk to and want to get to know.
It's because of that. You're a religious man, right? Are you? To a certain extent, but...
To a certain extent.
Yeah, but you have a belief in a higher power. To a
yes.
certain extent, okay. When you have belief in a higher power, I don't care, like you said, if you're Hindu, Jew, whatever, all religions, whether, like Hindu, you have a samsara. You come back, reincarnation, whatever the case is. For all religions, there's one rule. What you put out in the universe comes back. So when you put out good vibes like you're just a cool-ass dude. That's all you're going to get back. So you're going to sense it before it even happens. So you're like, something about this guy, I don't know what it is. Like, what? I got to talk to him.
No, but there was. That's the truth. There was.
When I first met you, I was like, man, I'm either going to really like this guy or I'm going to suck the fuck out of him in his face.
Hold on one sec. Sorry.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was something. And then when I did speak to you in Cardiff, Wales, yeah.
It's the universe, man. What you put out, what you get back. I think that's why I've been blessed at this point. You know, I've been putting out more positive energy and just not trying to be negative and think about my sorrows. Because, you know, I keep going back to religion, but any religion, things you can't control is out of your control. You have to surrender to a higher power at the end of the day anyways. You know?
It's mad because obviously this is only like the second or third time I've been around you, but without talking to you today, I wouldn't have assumed that your personality was like this.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a good thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of how to put it, but you know, it's something I want to share with everybody, but I haven't been in a position to. So right now, I have to be in a position where it's just like, you know, fight, build myself up to where I can get to that type of level. You know, Anthony, Josh, and all these other guys that where now I can talk and spread the message. So another kid doesn't feel weird the fact that he can't talk, or kids call him remedial, or a kid thinks he's gay, or a kid wants to kill himself. They don't, not that it's okay, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but the thought that crosses your mind, you'll be more freely to talk about it. If you see that your idol's talking about it, or that it's okay to talk about, it's okay to be comfortable with, then be more free to talk about it.
There's a lot of issues in boxing that it kind of becomes kind of a, what we'd say, a taboo subject.
Mm-hmm.
Enough people are not talking about depression.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, enough people. I think out of all the boxers there are in the world, there's only one that's openly gay. From just going from what you're talking about, we know statistics will probably suggest that out of all the licensed boxers in the world, there's going to be a lot more than.
Absolutely.
But there's, as far as I know, it's Orlando Cruz is the only openly gay boxer there is.
See, I didn't know until now.
Yeah, I mean he's openly gay.
I know that. Well, a lot of answers, like I say, I have. You know, when people talk about things like this, goes back to religion. I think they all teach, you know, similar to the same thing. Love your brother and your neighbor as you would someone you want to love you. So, whether you're demonic, gay, whatever the case is, whether I agree with it or I don't agree with it, I'm still gonna love you as my, you know, I love you as my brother, I love you as my sister, regardless of color, your outcome, or what you do, where you're from. God doesn't judge us, so why would I judge you? If you judge me, I'd be gone for what I did or how I was. And depression, these are actual things. Actual, day to day. I've been depressed. Growing up, not being able to talk and get beat up because people think that you're ignoring them, but you really can't talk. That's depression. Not fighting for 2 years. And all the money you saved up, you know, now you're taking care of your mother. That's depression. Or being over in the UK in camp with George Groves and you find out your mom has cervical cancer. And that you have to come back home and sign a paper basically saying if your mom dies, you have to take custody of your sister. That's depression. Like, you know, just like deep hurt and pain that you can't express to someone else. And especially, I feel for those who have depression where it goes up and down. That's really tough. You have some that just have gaps of it, you know, at a time, or in anxiety. But, you know, for those who, you know, you feel it up and down throughout the day, the fact that you're still keeping it and pushing and moving on, I salute you. And I feel like more athletes should talk about it, but you know what? It's not cool. And that's what most fighters are hip to. Either they want to be cool or they want to be different. Nobody likes to be alone.
No.
No. But being alone isn't always a bad thing. I'd rather be alone than be in the group that's doing everything wrong. And that's how I've always been.
True. Very true.
Absolutely. I've always been called a left-handed. I'm the left-handed thinker, the left-handed person. It's weird to you, but it's blessed for me.
Okay.
Wait, can I tell you one thing?
You can.
It's
You can.
It's a story. So the fact is I am left-handed. And they call what you call left-handed thinkers. We don't fit in. For those of people who don't fit in, there's a story in the Bible. Now, I read all types of stuff, whether it's the Quran or, you know, when Jewish people went, messing with you. But, you know, all that, so I read it all. And they all have similar stories. But there's one in the Bible where this man was left-handed, and God told him, I want you to go and I want you to kill this king, right? And the guy is like, are you insane? I got to make it past these 2 guards to get into this room where the king is at. And the king said, you're special. You're left-handed. He said, when they go to check you, they're going to check your left inner thigh for a dagger. But because you're left-handed, your dagger is going to be on your right inner thigh. So when they went and checked him, they didn't feel a dagger. He walked in there, he killed the king, and he got out. Right? They didn't expect a thing. Because what they're looking for wasn't there. Why? Because he's left-handed. He's made different. He was made for this. He's born for this. So I feel the same way. I've never fit in, never knew why. I was always teased. Always picked on. Never had a group of posse friends. None of that. It's always been me, my 5 sisters, and my mother. Never had none of that. Never fit in. Group photos with my boys. None of that. No parties and dances. Really none of that. But I finally realized I'm not meant to be like everybody else. The path that I'm going, it's not meant that everybody's not supposed to go on this path. I'm destined for something greater and higher. And if I try to tell people, they won't comprehend it. I just have to show them. That's what I do with these.
Okay. Well, listen. Absolutely appreciate your time.
Oh, no, thank you. And hopefully we can talk before the fight, after the fight. Fans, you got any questions, man? Don't bash me. Butasi, Anthony Yardy, at the end of the day, man, I got love for you guys. The simple fact that you get in the ring and you do what you do. I got to talk my banter and do what I do anyways. But nothing but respect for you guys. And for the fans, UK fans, Scotland, Ireland, feel free to hit me up. Stop sending me crazy stuff. And if you got some jelly tots, you can send those too, okay?
You're a Jelly Tots fan?
Oh, man.
Oh.
This little old lady gave me some, and I've been shook ever since.
You're going to get random weirdos sending you Jelly Tots now.
Keep the pennies, baby.
Yeah.
Just send me the jelly tots.
Absolutely appreciate your time, and listen, best of luck on Saturday night, and we'll definitely catch up with you before I head back over the pond. And yeah, I found this very fascinating, and
I appreciate
it's been a pleasure to you sharing some of your stuff, because probably 90% of what you were talking about today I had no idea about.
Always cool, man. We're put here to share our testimony to help the next person reach one, teach one. So I was blessed. I want to bless others. That's how it's supposed to be. You bless me. IFL, that's your gift. Yeah, you're in a position where you can share with people all across the world.
Oh, I'm just an idiot with a camera.
Hey, you're a dope dude. Like I said, energy's everything. A lot of people I want to talk to, I won't do an interview if I feel weird vibes from them or anything like that. It's like 2 people actually interviewed me today. I'm like, nah, man, I'm cool. But yeah, I know who they were. I was like, no, I'm not really feeling it. But you, dog?
I could see that if you didn't want to be interviewed by someone, you would give off the vibe that you really didn't want to be interviewed.
I would tell them real quick, like, on confident, cuz don't interview me right now. I'm not feeling you like that. I'm going to get my boys the outside ready for you right now. I'm kidding.
Anthony Sims Jr., thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Best of luck, like I said.
Wait, did you hear that?
What?
Sweet Caroline, bum, bum, bum. Times never felt so good.